Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dave and I'm going to be your senpai for the day. Today we're going to be taking a look at some pen line scribers that I ended up picking up over at ROBOTKAI.com. And these are going to be their own branded Kaizo tungsten steel carving chisel. These run about $16 each. Make sure and check down below. I use a Senpai Hobby, all in caps, all one word, for 10% off anything on their site. They are not a sponsor of the channel, but they have been kind enough to create a discount code for you guys, my viewers. So I do appreciate that and thank you very much. So without further ado, this is going to be short. This is going to be sweet. We're going to take a look at these chisels. Now, I will tell you, I already talked to Bella about them and they said that they are trying to improve them. They do say that they don't try and compare themselves to like the SAB and to the BMC chisels, but they also say at half the price. Yeah. So I ended up picking up I think every size that they had. I think there's 10, 11 sizes, something like that. So I ended up picking up all of them and they were kind enough. They did send me 2 handles. So I'm going to be showing you all of those. Also stay tuned, not in today's video, but in future video, I'm going to be making custom handles for scribers. So that's going to be a new venture. These are going to be Christmas gifts for close personal friends, and they're going to be able to be made to swap out the scriber into the handle easy peasy with magnets, because all of these have handles that are steel that can be magnetized. That should be pretty sweet. They're going to be custom shapes and everything else in custom woods. It's not going to be wood that I picked up at Home Depot. If you guys are interested in that, definitely subscribe and stay tuned. These go well and people like the videos and actually like them. I may end up custom making for people. I don't know a price range or anything. I still have to buy like a saw and a couple of other tools that I need to make these. Pretty much they're all going to be made by hand, other than cutting the wood and making grooves, which I may even do that by hand, but making the grooves in the wood and then turning them into a shape and everything is all going to be done by hand. And I'm super excited to give that a try. So let's jump down the table, take a look at these, see what they can do. All right, so here we are with the Kaizo tungsten steel carving chisel. This one is a 0.15. I know that's not the chisel that's in there. I just put it in there so you can end up seeing. You wonder what the tape is? That's because I was making pictures and posting them on Instagram about a week or 2 ago. I have had these and have had a chance to try them out, and I have been playing around with how to clean them up and make them as good as BMC and SAB. So that might be something that you guys are interested in. Stay tuned for that. It literally comes in a little foam. It slides out, easy peasy, just like that. All right, taking a look at the handle as well. So this is how the handles come. I believe there was a plastic wrapping around it, and there was a Allen key involved. So these, you end up using Allen keys to tighten down these Allen screws to tighten these into the handle. Now you can try and shove these into a BMC handle, but they don't really fit. The handles are bigger, which if you're actually using these without a handle, that actually makes it better. So if I compare, we're going to hold a BMC chisel and a SAB chisel. So I ended up only picking up one of the SAB chisels because that's all I could afford. The other ones I unboxed were actually Leon's. He was kind enough to send to me and take a look at. So the one over here is the Kaizo, BMC, and then the SAB. SAB is probably going to be the closest as far as size in the handle. It does have a longer tip than the others, and you know, machine wise, yes, the Kaizos could be a little bit better. If you take a look, you can see like some grind right here where they leveled it out, a little bit of grind right here. You may notice one of these does not look like all the others. That one. This one was, I used a whetstone, or actually several whetstones. I actually took down and polished the body of it and the blade. Now, technically, I should have gotten out the little microscope thing that I did a video the other day, but I didn't. So this is what they end up looking like naturally. The downside is I did end up taking off the laser etching that was on there that says what size and the branding, but I'm not really worried about that. So these do have like machine groove marks on here, and I think that they're supposed to be on there. They don't look bad, and it gives it a little bit of texture. This is nice and smooth. And like I said, these don't really fit into the BMC handles, but they do fit into these, and you can slide it in to whichever point that you're comfortable with. Now, what I don't like is, like, you have to do this and you have to do it kind of equally on both sides, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. You snug them down, hope you don't strip out the screws, and there you go. The ones I'm going to make are probably going to be a little bit smaller. They're going to be closer to this size as far as diameter, but I am going to keep that shape. And the ones I'm making, I'm actually going to be making a groove here on the top side so that your finger just naturally sits in there. I want to make them like you're holding a pin. But I want to make them comfortable. So that is my goal with my custom made ones. They're going to be made out of bloodwood, burl, Amazonian burl wood, and a couple of others that I found a supplier here in the US that I can get stock of the wood and make it my own. So like I said, these handles are magnetic, so that's going to work perfect for my custom handles. Even the SABs and the BMCs are, but not as much. So I don't know how well that the magnets I'm going to end up using are going to work on these. These seem more high grade steel, like a surgical steel, versus these other are just like a general stainless steel. Like I said, the machining could be cleaner on these, but like Bella said, you know, these are $16 versus $36 or $26, depending on which ones you end up getting. The tips on here are very nice. The blades could use a little extra finish on here. They are a little rough as far as texture, but I mean, you're not sanding with these, so that doesn't really end up mattering. What matters is, how do they work? So when scribing, you just want to take your time and let the natural weight of the blade do the work until you get a nice defined shape that the blade wants to stay in. Now, a lot of times I will just draw my lines and follow, but you can use like Dymo tape. You don't have to use all these companies' scriber tapes. Yeah, they're nice, but you can pick up a pack of Dymo tape. I'll put a link down below for like $6 for 6 rolls, and it'll last you for freaking ever. Now, I will tell you, these work damn nice. Like, they tear into it. One of the videos that I have coming up is I'm going to show you how to if you ding up the tip or you want to refinish it, I'm going to show you the tools and stuff that you need to be able to do that. It's actually super easy peasy to do. And doing that, like a set, even a cheaper set like this will last you and be just fine. You can actually sharpen these and make them as good quality as the high-end ones. But it all depends. A lot of people are, I don't want to say lazy, but they don't want to put in that extra work like I ended up doing on this one to buff it and polish it and make it all pretty. Now, I'm not going super deep. I think I've done like 12 swipes. We're going to peel that off, stick that over there. And so that one is not super deep, but you can see it did a good job. Like, it's a good 0.5 millimeter deep. And that was with the big chisel. So personally, I think ROBOTKAI and Kaizo should give themselves some credit. They have a good product here. Yes, the finishing could be better. And I think once they get into a groove that they could improve that. Do I think these are worth $16 each? Yes. For a scriber set like this versus a BMC will run you about $30 to $36, and an SAB over a new type HQ will cost you about 26, I want to say, up to I think 34, depending on the size or the popularity. Or it's 225 I think for 10 right now, which comes out to about $20 each. Yeah, so I think for $16 each, these are a great deal, especially if you're only picking up a couple, like, you know that you only use certain sizes. Yeah, it's a great deal. Like I said, use Senpai Hobby, all one word, all in caps, get 10% off anything over there. The handles are heavy. I will give them that. They're solid aluminum, and they're heavy. I don't necessarily like having the 2 Allen screws that you have to tighten down onto the chisel itself. That's fine if you're putting the chisel in here and you're never planning on removing it. But if you're someone that ends up swapping out chisels, that's not really going to work for you. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a couple more videos showing you how to do the tips on these, clean them up. I may even show you all in one video how to do that and how to clean these up to make them look nice and sparkly new. If you like this video, if it was helpful and you want to see more, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button just because you're here, and I will see you guys all in the next video. As usual, peace.